Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with my review of Whiteline's double adjustable rear lower control arms for 2005 to 2014 Mustangs. Whiteline's double adjustable rear lower control arms are going to be a good option for the S197 owners that are looking to address the inherent traction and wheel hop issues that the factory suspension allows for, especially if you've modded your car at all and you're putting down more power. Lower control arms are very beneficial for all Mustangs, whether you keep your car in the street or whether it sees any kind of track or strip time. Generally speaking, the idea is the control arms will be an upgrade over the stamped steel arms, and they're going to stop a lot of the flex that the stock components allow for. One of the main reasons why the stock setup has so many downfalls is because soft rubber bushings are used. The soft bushings allow for a more comfortable ride that's forgiving, and it's an overall better experience for the average driver. However, these bushings leave a lot to be desired from a performance standpoint, especially when considering handling and traction. These Whiteline control arms have Max C bushings, which are synthetic elastomer. They're also a dual durameter bushing. What all of this means is a stiffer bushing for less deflection, which is a good thing. Less deflection means less movement and flexibility, and therefore improved traction. But you also have to keep in mind the compound of the bushing that you're using. The more rigid the bushing, the more abrasive the ride quality will be. This particular bushing is made from a compound that is stiffer than the factory bushing, but it also helps to dampen NVH at the same time, so you're not looking at a severely uncomfortable ride quality here. These are also a tubular design made from a high-quality steel construction. So this is a high-quality tubular steel that's going to be a lot more rigid and offer more support than the factory stamped steel arm does, so it's a definite upgrade for sure. Another thing I see here is forged rod ends, which are also superior to your factory components. And they're powder-coated silver, so not only are they going to look nice, but they also have some corrosion resistance, which is nice because they are a low-hanging undercar suspension part. When it comes to lower control arms, there are a lot of choices. You can go with a fixed setup or an adjustable one, or even a double adjustable arm like this one here is. One is not necessarily better than the other. It all depends on your setup and the specific reasons for the control arms. Generally speaking, adjustable control arms work better on lowered cars than fixed control arms do because you can use the adjustability of the control arm to set a proper angle. Adjustable arms are used to adjust the wheel camber, which changes when you lower the car. Camber becomes a car when it comes to traction and performance, and the control arm can create the desired angle even after the car is lowered. And like I said, these are double adjustable, which means that each arm has 2 points of adjustment. So some added adjustability makes it a little easier to really dial in what you need. And I'm talking on-car adjustability here. The other thing to keep in mind here is that while these lower control arms will help performance-wise with things like better traction, better hooking, and better handling, they are only one component of a handful of other pieces that all work together. If you're really looking to improve things in the rear, there are a handful of other components you should look into as well, like an adjustable upper control arm setup, handheld bar, relocation brackets, just to name a few things here. But these are still a good step towards eliminating wheel hop and getting the rear more stable, allowing for harder launches and keeping the suspension more consistent no matter what you're doing with your car. As far as price, these control arms are going to cost a little over $200. These double adjustable arms are going to cost less than Whiteline's single adjustable arms, and in the overall view of the lower control arm market, these are right in the middle of the pack. There are some options right under $200 and some options that cost more than the Whitelines. So the install here is really pretty easy, and I'll give you a quick overview of the install so you can decide if this is something that you'd like to try for yourself or not. You're going to need to get the rear of the car in the air and remove the rear wheels, of course. The brake cable does run through the control arms, so you'll have to detach that so you can remove your old control arms. Before you install your new control arms, use the old control arm as a guide to adjust the new control arms so they're the same length. Once you grease the new control arm bushing, they're ready to install. Just a side note, you should torque these down to spec and reinstall the brake cable. The process is the same for both sides, and overall this is a 1-wrench install on a scale and should take just about an hour to complete. I will say though that since these are adjustable, you should stop by an alignment shop after the install to get everything dialed in correctly and make sure that you're fully utilizing the adjustable arms. Wrapping things up here, the Whiteline adjustable lower control arms are on-car double adjustable, have a tubular steel construction, forged rod ends, and have Max C synthetic elastomer bushings that are going to tighten up the rear end and help deliver power to the ground. You can check these control arms out along with all the other control arm options for the S197 Mustang right here at AmericanMuscle.com.